Guys, that was the Hot Springs Observatory. I really hope you liked it. It was a good time. If you do go there, be sure to stop at the second floor for your history lesson and all the interesting stuff they got to teach you about hot springs. If you like content like this, please be sure to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. All right, guys, we've got our tickets to the Hot Springs Mountain Tower, and we are on our way up. Sorry about that.
I used to do that a lot in the city. Yes.
All right, so now we're waiting on the Hot Springs Observatory Tower. Paid $55 for all of us to get up here. Let's hope it was worth it. All right, we're in.
I guess we have to hit the top button.
Yep.
Look there.
What they say?
Yep.
Once you reach the top of the tower, you'll see Hot Springs National Park in every direction. On Bathhouse Row, the bus staff is the only continually operating bathhouse, which has offered hot baths and spa services since 1912. The Claw Paw, notable for its distinctive dome, offers more modern bathing and spa services. It reopened several years ago after being closed for more than 20 years. Bathhouse Row represents a long series of bathhouses built to bring the hot waters of the federally protected springs to visitors with varying degrees of luxury. The first structures built for this purpose were put up in the 1800s.
Oh,
But
wow.
none of those structures still stand.
Look, Laura.
Many iterations of bathhouses have taken the place of those lost to the various floods and fires of Hot Springs history.
It does get pretty high.
Yep. Oh, wow. No jumping in the elevator.
Or they stall. This is the last place you want to stall. Okay.
That happened at work.
Oh, really?
There was a big dude that worked with us, and he was in the elevator with our manager at the time, Chris. The
Yeah.
guy who left. And Sam did one of those numbers, and it stuck between the floors.
Oh my gosh. This is so cool.
I see a mountain.
See a mountain? I don't see mountains.
Wow, there's downtown Hot Springs. That's the Arlington, and we just had breakfast down there. You got a great viewpoint up here of all the area. And is this downtown?
Well, remember coming in, the big old hospital that you see on the road coming in, right?
Yeah,
That's the back of it. It looks small down here, right?
it really does.
So that's the direction we drive in. And then the lake that we were talking about there. You see the water tower that we drive by?
Oh, yeah.
And the track is right there too. Yeah.
Okay, y'all taking the stairs? Yeah. We'll see you there.
Here's Lilo. You take that. Over here, buddy. Is it this one? No, it's next one.
Wow.
Right now, Jill, right there. That's the one we always take.
What an interesting observatory.
I was telling them that there's a lot of with all kinds of stuff.
And so it's $8 an adult, $5 a child. It's actually more expensive in a smaller group. All in all, it's cool. It's cool. Yo, Dad, Zuli, Lorelai, Mia, turn around. Take a picture. Here, get closer, Mia. Put your arm around Lorelai. I shouldn't have to say these things. All right, look at the camera. All right, got it. Bucks.
It's like on a hill. It looks high up. Now it looks like nothing.
Yeah, we are pretty high up.
The building.
All right, look at my camera screen, okay? I'm gonna zoom in.
I can see it now. I can see stuff now.
Oh, of course, baby. We got zoom right here.
I watched.
Stay or not?
This is so nice, right?
What was it? $55
I
nice?
didn't miss it. Oh, really?
Yep, $55 we paid to be up here. Which,
What was it, like $12 each?
yep, yep. There's another observatory deck, I think, besides this one.
Huh?
I think there might be another deck. Look at my camera. You want to zoom?
I want to.
Right there?
Yeah.
That's where we had breakfast, right there.
Oh. Can we go back in the elevator?
No, baby, we got Joy up here. This was 11. That is the aerial view of downtown Hot Springs, Arkansas.
I can see a road.
So the Arlington looks like has.
Now that's how you get your hair did. Staring at Hot Springs, Arkansas from
200 feet in the air.
from 200 feet in the air while you get your hair braided. That's the life.
System and the national parks that have been out.
Guys, this is the Hot Springs, Arkansas Observatory. $12 a person. It's in the top of Hot Springs National Park. You've got a complete 360-degree view of the entire Hot Springs, Arkansas region. Coming up here on a clear day is probably the way to do it. Alright guys, we are heading back down.
Face is covered in chocolate.
And you had this blissful look.
Oh my gosh, at the Oak Lawn Hilton. I remember that, yeah. You love chocolate. You were going bananas over it.
I don't like chocolate chip cake.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, okay, we were talking about in the past.
Regular chocolate.
Just one
Downstairs.
bottle of
She
water
didn't come
from
up.
one of the many public fountains in
that
Hot
would-
Springs National Park. While no one claims the water to be
See?
curative any longer.
So if you go to the second floor, this is the actual museum and air-conditioned observatory that everyone wanted to skip. But this
We've had beautiful natural open air.
development of the community. So this is the history of hot springs throughout the different eras, from the 1870s to 1872, 1880, and 1882. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, please pause the video here and read as much as you want. When I run into,
I have to take this out.
when you run into this much text, you cannot read it all. Well, I can, but it would take forever and I would lose a lot of my viewers. They would just be like, I'm not trying to read all this. But if you are interested in reading all this, feel free to stop the video here. This is the Northern Vista. Hot Springs Creek flows down into town from the northeast. It merges with Whittington Creek coming in from the northwest at the north end of the Central Avenue. The hot springs water flowing out of the Hot Springs Mountain, more than 650,000 gallons per day at an average temperature of 143 degrees, is captured in a distribution system that preserves the natural cleanliness of the hot springs and sends it to the bathhouses. So stay tuned and we will be checking out the bathhouses. Now let's learn about the healing waters. Therapeutic bathing at the Arkansas hot springs have evolved over the last 2 years. Again, feel free to stop the video at any point and read. We have gone to the bathhouses and we do plan to go to more bathhouses. I don't know where I'm going to put this in the video in the grand scheme of things, but we do have a tour of the visitor center bathhouse and we do have an appointment for the other bathhouse. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Now, Hot Springs, Arkansas has so much history. As you can tell just from these texts, this is a book. This is a book. All right, so now we're taking off at 1897. Let's take a quick Lorelei break. Lorelei, what you got to show us?
There's a leak.
Oh my gosh, there's a leak. Well, at least it's not leaking upstairs. Oh, it's just air conditioning. That's what happens when you install AC that way. Well, good catch, Lorelei. Hopefully by the time you guys are here to see this tour, this leak is taken care of. All right, so continuing, we're at 1901. So we've got 1901. The history of hot springs capped off in the 1920s. Feel free to pause it here and read. Now we're gonna have a little bit of a tough time getting to this portion because this is where the leak is at. So, oh, I got some leak water on me. All right, you guys would have had to have paused at an opportunistic moment right there. Don't get any of that water on you, Lorelei. Good girl. Now guys, obviously feel free to stop the video at any point and read the text on the screen. I might end up doing a voiceover where I read it for you, but we'll see how editing goes. Oh yeah? Oh, good find, Lorelei. All right, now we're at the Eastern Vista. This tower stands atop Hot Springs Mountain. Directly to the east lies the long arc of Indian Mountain, and the northeast is North Mountain. Indian Mountain is the major recharge zone for the springs emerging from Hot Springs Mountain. Rain falling here after filtering, warming, and percolating through the ground for over 4,400 years comes out at the west face of Hot Springs Mountain as the Hot Springs. Gulfa Creek flows between Hot Springs Mountain and Indian Mountain through the Gulpa Gorge campground and picnic area. Because the water is too hot for bathing at its natural temperature, it must be mixed with cool water so that bathers will not be scalded. But by law, it can only be mixed with cooled spring water. In the past, bathhouses had elaborate systems of fans and finned pipes that allowed thermal water to circulate and cool, then flow into large storage tanks to be piped as needed to the tubs. Exterior bathhouse towers were also built to cool the water. Attendants used thermometers to make sure the temperature reached the recommended level before bathers immersed themselves in the water. Unfortunately, the systems were difficult to maintain and the chances of bacterial contamination was always present. The National Park Service solution was a centralized system that could be monitored and maintained by park officials. Excellent. There's a lot of history here, folks. There's an upstairs to this portion? Wow. I'll meet you guys upstairs. I'm just taking Grandpa heard. He's right here with me. Feel free to pause the video at any point if you want to read this information. I'm just giving it to you hot. You do with it what you want. I'll be sure to put skips in the description so that this is out of order. So if you're trying to see what's on the southwest section, it's out of order. All right, we bathe the world. This is a health resort, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Please feel free, again, to stop the video here and read if you would like to know this information. Okay. Many of the nation's presidents have come to Hot Springs to campaign, to give speeches, or to just relax. When you're here, you will find out that Bill Clinton had a childhood residency here. He's not from here, but his family had a vacation home, if you will, here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So you'll see a lot of mention of President Bill Clinton. Just don't confuse it. This isn't where he's from. This is where his family had a vacation home. Myths and reality. Maybe this is where they'll explain that to us. All right. Myth. The water from the area's hot springs reaches and maintains a high enough temperature that the water is naturally sterile. Reality. Previously thought to be perfectly sterile when it reaches the Earth's surface, the water from the thermal springs is actually not sterile. It is, however, almost free of dissolved sediments because of its rapid rise, the cracks and fissures in and under Hot Springs Mountain. During the Apollo space mission, NASA studied the hot springs water and later determined that microscopic life does exist in the water. Myth. Volcanoes under Hot Springs Mountain make the spring water hot. In earlier times, some scientists thought it was true. Now we know that the water is in fact heated by continuously thermal processing occurring deep within the earth. Reality. Myth. Reality. Again, pause the video here if you want to read this. For the sake of my viewers, I'm not reading all this. So for those of you who just want to know what it's like to just do the walk, I got you. Western Vista. To the west, you're looking at West Mountain, and the northwest, you can see Sugarloaf Mountain. They merge in the distance at Music Mountain, the highest point in the park. Sunset Trail traverses the spines of all three and passes Balanced Rock on Sugarloaf Mountain. And we have Myth with Al Capone, and then the reality. There is no secret tunnels. The myth of Mae West and the reality of Mae West. The myth of Tony Bennett and the reality of Tony Bennett. And the myth of the entire city of Hot Springs is a national park, and the reality that the city of Hot Springs is so much more than a national park. The myth that Hot Springs had earned a reputation of lawlessness, and the truth of the reality is very long-winded, which almost makes you think that they are totally what they say they are, because people who give you too big of an explanation tend to be lying. Holy cow. I can't even. All right, guys, just, pause it here and read that if you can. They really made that one long, really tried to explain themselves. I would go ahead and actually put this as a fact, just because they're talking too much. Probably bad. All right. The myth: Hot Springs had to rid itself of rampant crime and unruly types in the 1950s. Not quite. Not quite. And lastly, Hot Springs National Park and a city growing up together. All right, guys, we are coming to the end of this rotunda. If you like what you see here, please be sure to like and subscribe as I take you all over the country to places that you might not normally see. Now, I'm so sorry that this is not as narrated as some of my previous work, but this is a whole lot of reading, and it wouldn't have been fair to those who just wanted the quick tour. Alrighty. We are wrapping it up. I gotta zoom in a little so that you can read these older articles. I'll try to keep it really still for you here. Alright. And this is floor 2. Floor 3 takes you to the outside observation deck. So, with this in mind, I would say it's worth it. If originally I just thought it was the observation deck, but there's a lot of history and knowledge to be had here. And you could definitely easily spend 2 hours in here if you read everything. All right. Cool. That's a cool microphone right there. Now, Lorelai said there was an upstairs. I think that... Does the upstairs take you anywhere?
It takes it to the 3rd floor.
Okay, thank you. And then this stairs right here takes you up to the observation deck. Very cool. And now everything you just studied, everything you just learned about, you can go ahead and take a look at without looking through the windows. You guys want a picture together? Oh. Okay. And so now, if you have the opportunity and you find yourself in Hot Springs, do not forget to do the observation deck. Oh, wow. I'll wait for the next one.
Yeah, let's go. There's no one in yet. Come on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure. Yeah,
Your mom's not wearing her hat.
Why not?
I don't know if that's
I don't
them
know.
or not.
Okay, then. 'Cause it looks like Isaac.
See, they won't be able to see the amusement park from down here.
Let's go see it.
Once you leave the observatory, you land in the gift shop where you bought your tickets, so you've already been here. And this is what it looks like. Directly from Hot Springs, Arkansas. So we've seen the hot water. Well, believe it or not, they've got cold water too, so you don't have to scorch yourself. Hot Springs, Arkansas. I'm so sorry if I got.
You're fine.
Hot Springs, Arkansas. Amazing.